I added the Outlaw 5000 power amp to my home theater, and the first thing I noticed was how heavy and serious it feels. This is not lightweight gear, so I made sure my cabinet and rack support were solid before installation.
Once it was in place and paired with my AVR and processor chain, I heard an immediate jump in clarity. Dialogue came through cleaner, fine details were easier to pick out, and the whole soundstage felt more controlled.
I run a multi-channel setup, and offloading several channels to this amp made a clear difference for me. My receiver had more breathing room, and the overall system sounded less strained at higher playback levels.
What stood out most was how much cleaner dynamic scenes became. Loud passages stayed composed, and quieter details didn't get buried when action ramps up. I also noticed the center and surround channels improved in definition once they had dedicated power behind them. Pans across the room sound smoother, and effects placement feels more precise.
For movies with dense mixes, I'm hearing textures I used to miss. Subtle ambient layers, dialogue inflections, and background effects are easier to follow without constantly adjusting volume.
Bass performance tightened up in my room as well. Low frequencies feel fuller and more controlled, with less mud and better integration into the rest of the system.
I've used it with both modern and older speaker sets, and it has delivered stable, confident drive in both cases. Even at assertive levels, it keeps its composure and avoids the brittle edge I was getting before.
Compared with running everything straight off an AVR, this setup gives me more headroom and better separation. The receiver now handles processing while the external amp handles muscle, and that split works well for me.
Setup wasn't completely frictionless, but once connections were sorted, operation has been straightforward. In my case, any early confusion was system setup related, not an ongoing performance issue with the amp itself.
I appreciate that this amp is spec'd for all channels-driven behavior, because that better reflects real theater use. In practical listening, it feels honest and consistent rather than inflated on paper.
Another plus is how well it pairs with mid to upper AVR preamp sections. I get stronger detail and control without needing to rebuild my whole system around separate components.
For long sessions, it remains stable and clean. I can watch full films or run extended gaming sessions without noticeable fatigue from harshness or distortion.
The trade-off is obvious: size and weight demand planning. You need proper placement, airflow, and safe handling, especially if you're moving it alone.
With those basics handled, this has been one of the highest impact upgrades in my theater. It added power where I needed it and improved overall fidelity in a way that's easy to hear.